Episode 1 of The Asset kicks off with chaos in the skies. A guy on a flight suddenly freaks out, admits to the flight attendant he's got cocaine in his stomach, and then overdoses right there in his seat. When investigators dig in, they realize someone sabotaged him. The drug bags were sliced open, and it's not just a smuggling fail. The victim was actually one of the Special Crimes Unit's undercover agents. His cover got blown, and now the department's in full damage control mode. That's where Folk comes in. He's the head of the Special Crimes Unit, and this was one of his best operatives. Losing him hits hard. His colleague Jensen wants to move fast and replace the guy with a new asset. Folk's not sure. He's still reeling from the loss and knows that throwing another person in too quickly could end the same way. With pressure building, he starts looking for someone who can slip into that world unnoticed. That's when we meet Thea Lind. She's in her 3rd semester at the police academy, sharp and observant, even if she's not the strongest recruit. Folk shows up during training, quietly watching her in action. He wants someone young, quick-thinking, adaptable, and Thea fits the bill perfectly. Her instructor tries suggesting a few names, but Folk's already decided. Side of training, Thea's life's been all about staying clean. She used to be an addict, but she's been sober for 6 years. At an AA meeting, she opens up about it. She's doing fine, but things feel kind of dull. She misses the rush, and that mix of discipline and restlessness is exactly what makes her interesting to Folk. He sets up a fake scenario to pull her out of the academy. She's told there is a problem with her security clearance. She is confused and frustrated, but that's all part of Folk's plan to isolate her and see how she reacts under stress. Then he meets her at a cafe for a little field test. He asks her to observe 2 women nearby and describe them in detail, and she absolutely nails it. Push her a bit more, he sends her to talk to them and grab their info before he finishes eating. She does it effortlessly, and that seals the deal. Folk tells her he's got a job for her, one that's off the books but could change everything. Meanwhile, on the other side of the law, Miran's empire is starting to crack. He is a slick gang leader with a thing for control, but the death on the plane puts his whole operation in the spotlight. When he sees the news, he immediately corners his brother Bambi, who admits he handled things wrong. The guy who died was part of their network, and now it's all over the media. Miran's furious. The whole smuggling job was supposed to be low-key, but now it's a mess. His right-hand man Nico adds more bad news. Everyone's panicking. Nobody wants to move money, and their supplier Eric is already getting impatient. Miran tries to act calm, but it's clear he's losing control. He even has to remind his brother who's in charge when Bambi later turns a gun on Nico for roughing up one of his friends. Miran steps in, says he ordered the hit himself, and smooths things over with a hug, though the blood on his shirt later tells Ashley exactly what kind of night he's had. Back with Folk and the agency, the plan starts taking shape. He and Jensen brief Thea on the bigger picture. The man who died on the plane had infiltrated Miran's drug network. Now they need someone new to pick up where he left off. Folk lays it out. Miran hides behind fake companies and clean businesses. But he's behind most of the cocaine moving through Scandinavia. They've tried to nail him before, but he's always a step ahead. This time, the plan's to go through someone close to him. Ashley, his girlfriend. She is living way above her means, which means she is either complicit or knows more than she lets on. The idea is for Thea to befriend her and get inside that inner circle. To make that work, they give Thea a full-blown new identity. Sarah, a successful jeweler just back from Dubai. Cover smart, Ashley once studied to be a goldsmith, so it's the perfect hook. Folk even tells Thea to use bits of her real past to make it believable. Same hometown, same backstory, just shinier. And in return, he promises that if she pulls this off, her police career's back on track. Thea starts her new life as Sarah, practices her cover at a bar, talking to a guy named Jacob, and casually dropping her fake Dubai backstory. When her handler Yassine shows up mid-conversation to mess with her, she stays calm and plays along, which proves she can handle the heat. Afterward, Folk tells her she's ready for the real deal. Yassine takes her to her new apartment, stocked with everything she'll need, and officially becomes her point of contact. Before she settles in, she asks if Miran's the one who killed their agent. Yasin says no, Miran doesn't get his hands dirty. Others do it for him. Taya just nods, realizing what kind of world she's about to step into. Then comes the first real test. Yasin tracks Ashley to a salon and Taya accidentally runs into her there. She wins over Ashley's daughter Sophia by letting her try on one of her bracelets. When Ashley later returns it embarrassed, Taya plays it cool, says Sophia can wear it anytime. Then she drops a casual flex, mentioning there are only 5 of those bracelets in all of Denmark. Ashley gets defensive, thinking she is being judged, but Taya smooths it over and hands her a business card before leaving. Tiny move, but it works. She's officially on Ashley's radar. Later, Folk listens to the recording and teases Taya about being awkward at making friends. Taya shrugs it off, saying she didn't want to come off fake. She knows women like Ashley don't trust that kind of energy, and she is right. Not long after, Yasin bursts in with an update. Ashley just followed Taya's fake jewelry brand on Instagram and even booked an appointment at her shop. Folk looks at Taya, realizing maybe this rookie is exactly what they needed. And that's how the asset kicks off, with a new undercover agent stepping into a world she barely understands, and a dangerous man who's about to find out someone's getting close.